Hi everybody, it's me, Erin. In case any of you who don't know me, I make YouTube videos as well. Usually they're about World of Warcraft, the video game, and also about the wax world, which means like candles, wax, things like that. Um, like just fun things, because I do make candles. I do it as a hobby. Um, but this video has nothing to do with my games or, anything like that. This is about one of my Speaking Your Mind videos. So anybody who gets offended, I apologize ahead of time. But then again, everybody is entitled to their own opinion and can have a voice and speak their mind, as I've said in a previous video that I have made recently. This video is about Michael Brown's shooting. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear about it. They're like, oh, I've had enough of hearing about it. Or, oh, he shouldn't have tried to grab the officer's gun. Or, oh, he shouldn't have robbed the this or that. I've looked at both sides of it, okay? I'm sorry. But no matter what he did, which I don't think he was trying to grab the officer's gun. From what I've seen in news reports, too, witnesses that said the cop just shot him, which, I'm sorry, but I do believe that. It's horrible. And from what I heard this morning, the report, the medical report or something like that, I read somewhere, I was disgusted. He was shot 6 times. 6. And twice in the head. What the fuck? He did not deserve that. That is fucked up. Seriously. What? And then I hear that there's people protesting, which, believe me, if I lived closer to the city or if I lived over there, I would have been standing up with those people, screaming, hands up, don't shoot. I would definitely be doing that. That's just wrong what they did to him. And, it's horrible. And I know, I want to let Michael Brown rest in peace. I know people keep talking about it, and I'm sure it's really hurting his family. But you know what? It needs to be talked about because there's corruption going on. And I'm not saying that all police officers are bad. I never said that. There are very good police officers that I know of. There's a few in my town, a few in other towns, a few sheriffs. I mean, there's good policemen everywhere. Just like there's good people, there's bad people. Same with the police force. So please don't think I'm insulting all policemen. I would never do that. But I'm going to make it clear. There is corruption. And I know that for a fact. There has been so many killings, policemen shooting innocent people all the time. I'm not saying all policemen, but there has been a lot of... I've looked it up, trust me. It's all over the internet. There's a word called Google. You just type in whatever you want, and you do research, which I've been doing the past week. Many innocent people were shot by policemen and killed. And there's been people that have been physically abused, beaten. There's been people that have been harassed. There's people that have been bullied, which unfortunately I am a victim of that, with the policemen in my town. And as I said before, I'm not saying all policemen are bad. So let's please set that for the record. But this corruption is disgusting and it needs to stop. It does. I mean, a lot of people are afraid to speak up, but there are also a lot of people who don't give a shit and will speak their mind, and they have that right. Just like those people who don't want to do anything about it, they have that right too. They have that right to whatever, but think about it. If you want something to change, you're going to have to fight tooth and nail to make it change. And not violently. I'm not condoning violence. I don't like violence at all. But you need to speak your mind. And you have that right. So that's to the people who just want to kind of bury their head in the sand. Nothing's going on. Everything in my world is okay. No. Speak your mind. That's what you need to do. And that's what I'm going to do about this. And I am all for hands up, don't shoot. If I lived closer to the city, anywhere, I would be there right now. It's just my kids are in school and stuff like that. But this is me speaking my mind about it. And that cop needs to be off the force. And I find it a little funny just how the story is panning out. All this cover up, some of it, is just wrong. And it's very disturbing. Because police officers are supposed to be there to serve and protect. That's the messed up part about it. Very messed up. And I'm not saying all of them, as I said many times before, but that officer needs to be put in jail and never, ever allowed to be able to get out, or ever allowed to be able to even be an officer of the law. Sad thing is, corruption is everywhere. It's even in my small town in Woodstock, Illinois. This also has to do with the officer in my town back in, and I know this is nothing compared to the Michael Brown story, you know, but I'm going to tell you guys this too. He had sent a text message to his, at the time, his girlfriend's daughter, saying, "Send me sexy pics." The mother of the daughter right away broke up with him and tried to file a police report. You know what they did? Sweep it under the rug. But we had awesome, awesome people from Chicago and Wisconsin come up here and help us few in this town that spoke up against it, saying, this isn't right. I know some of you have heard this story, but that's what happened. And I met some awesome friends, which I consider family now. And you guys know who you are. I have to say, I'm livid. The officer, he's the highest paying sergeant on our police force, and he's still on the police force. Seems like a lot of covering up is going on everywhere, and that's just messed up. Something needs to be done about this covering up. This do me a favor, whatever. I have dirt on you. It's disgusting. I mean, but I have to say, the state representative of my, county or whatever, my section of the county, he made sure a bill was passed saying something about, I don't know word for word, I don't have it in front of me, but about grooming a child, because that is what the officer in my town did to that 12-year-old girl. He texted her and he was grooming her, which he should have been put in jail. But then there wasn't that law, but now there is. Yeah, something should still be done about it. He shouldn't be on our police force. But you know what? There was a law passed, and that's because a few of us, actually more than a few, I'd say maybe a dozen or a little more than that, and our lovely friends from Chicago, who I love very much, they're my family, came out and helped us. Also opened my eyes a lot, saying, hey, you have a voice. You need to speak it. And guess what? I'm doing that right now. And I'm not going to stop speaking my mind. Because this whole thing in Ferguson about Michael Brown, his family, it's just, it's horrible what happened to him. 6 times? Seriously? What the hell is wrong? And then cops, just, oh my God, this whole thing is just a headache. I just had to speak my mind about it, and I want you guys all aware of what's going on in our country, as well as, it's important to know about this. But all I'm going to say is this corruption in the the Justice Department, whatever, the police force, this or that, your state's attorney, whatever, all doing favors for each other. I'm not saying all of them are. Please don't think that. But that is what is going on. Corruption is ruining everything. Corruption needs to be outdone. It needs to be done. It's sad. It's killing people, and we're not allowed to get mad about it or express how we feel. He was somebody's son, somebody's brother, somebody's grandson, somebody's nephew, somebody's cousin, best friend, boyfriend, whatever. That is fucked up. And he was going to start college too. And watching his parents being interviewed, oh my God, I was bawling. So this whole thing is ridiculous, and something needs to be done about it. And honestly, I'm standing up, and I'm going to try to fight legally my damnedest. And I'm going to fulfill my rights and make sure that this stops. Me and a lot more people are doing this. It's a very touchy subject for me, and this really needs to stop. I know I keep saying that. I just spread the word. That's what's really going to help, is keep spreading the word. Share my video, whatever. Google information and just spread the word. What is going on? Corruption must stop. An unarmed man was gunned down by an officer of the law. That is wrong. And I know deep down inside, all of you know that and think that. That doesn't sit right. All these stories. No. He was murdered. And the guy, I believe, screamed, "I don't have a gun, don't shoot." So, I just want to let you guys know my feelings on it, and many other feelings on it. And please share with me your feelings and thoughts on it too. You can send me a private message. You can talk to me on Facebook. You can send me an email. Whatever you would like. But please talk to me about it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, it's wrong. And I will be a part of making sure this corruption stops. And I'm not saying anything threatening. I'm not going to do any bodily harm to anybody. I'm just spreading the word, and I'm speaking my mind. And I've written, the president and many other people about this situation and how much it's disturbed me, just like I did when all this ruckus in my town was going on. I didn't just sit there and say, oh, it's going to pass, nobody cares anymore. No, I just kept going. That's what I do. So I will be doing that about this, and something does need to be done. And this needs to be stopped. That officer obviously thought he was better than everybody. Power of abuse of power. That's what that cop is. And he belongs in jail and off the police force to kill an innocent young man. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening to my ramble. I didn't mean to offend anybody, but I'm speaking my mind. And I'm spreading the word. Rest in peace, Michael Brown, and many others that were victimized and killed by corrupted cops. I'm not saying all cops. Corruption. It's horrible. Anyways, guys, you have an awesome night. I just wanted to make this video and share it with you. Spread the word. That's what you can do for me. Anybody ever wants to know what they can do on situations like this, you spread the word and you stand up. Just remember, guys, hands up, don't shoot. Rest in peace, Michael Brown.